This one caught me off guard. Warner Brothers, baby, for sale. It's a fire sale, baby. Warner Media has announced they are up grabs. Paramount has put an offer in to buy Warner Discovery, but it was rejected. They said no, no, no. And now Warner Discovery has publicly stated it is up for grabs. Its gaming division.
Yeah, film
I don't know
and
any of you.
gaming.
Oh yeah, I don't know any of you who know this, don't know this, but Warner Brothers and its gaming is owned by AT&T, and they have been in the shitter for years. And they tried many times beforehand to sell themselves. Bidders were bidding. I believe the last time this was going on, PlayStation and EA was putting their hat in the ring, and I believe EA offered $3 billion. I could be wrong. It happened a while ago, and they told them, "No, that ain't enough." I'm like, "What? What you mean ain't enough?" I guess all that debt has come back home. They just say, "Hey, we just can't hold this debt anymore. We gotta let it go." Also, AT&T also owns and is a holder of DC Comics as well. I know it's shocking. A lot of people really do not know that AT&T owns a lot of shit that is costing them a lot of money. Trice, what you got on this news?
Yeah, I'll go into detail. So, number one reason for this sale is massive debt from the Warner and Discovery merger. When Warner Media slash AT&T merged with Discovery in 2022, the combined company inherited a $43 billion. I say B with $1 billion in debt. Despite cutting costs and layoffs, the debt has only shrunken down to 39. So they're still in $39 billion. the company
Oh man.
stock the company stock has dropped nearly 70% since the merger. All right, so that's number
Jesus
one.
Christ. Oh my
Number
God.
two, wait, it's more. It's more. Underperformance of HBO Max and Max streaming service. So they're saying that Max is struggling to compete with Disney Plus, Netflix,
What?
Prime Video, and that even though at its current price, it's still one of the more pricier streaming service. It is still struggling in active subscription users when you
Wait, wait, wait,
compare
wait,
it
wait,
to.
wait, wait, wait. Hold on. Before you even continue, I gotta get this out of my chest before I forget. How is Max struggling to compete with Disney Plus when Disney Plus is struggling? And then they offer their services in a bundle together. So how are you citing, oh, you're not doing as good as our competitor, but you work with the competitor?
Like I said,
Mm.
they're probably just looking at active subscriptions. They probably, when you compare all the streaming service across the board, they're saying they're not in the top two.
Huh.
I mean, and I'm like, you got Peacock. It's a million streaming services now. So like, you
It
only got
is.
so much of the pie to, and people are getting real selective with their streaming service because the shit just is
They
getting
are.
too much. I remember hitting the group chat because our buddy sent something. I was like, listen, at this point, just bring back cable. I'll just pay cable at this point. I'm over all this different services. But
Uh-huh.
yeah, so another thing about the HBO Max streaming, the growth has slowed drastically.
I could believe that.
They've only added under 1 million subscribers in the past year where they was projected to bring in 10 million. They
You
have
are
not.
making a projection.
So they have not had the growth that they thought they was have. And number three, content value versus cash flow. This is where the DC Comics, Harry Potter, Game of Thrones, all high paying or high costing IPs has really put the company in a financial bind, especially with DC films struggling, even the new Superman and things like that. It didn't really make the revenue that they was anticipating. Investors believe the
Mm.
company might be worth more split apart, separating DC
Mm.
Studios, HBO, and the games and all that. So it's really is up in the air if they would do a full or partial sale. So that could be
Mm.
kind of interesting. If they sell everything to one or if they break it up. If they break it up, I wonder could Disney get something and not have so much pushback like they did with Fox. And also
I doubt it.
number four reason why this is coming about, declining linear TV revenue. As we know, AT&T, Discovery, the traditional cable networks, TLC, Food Network, HDTV, Discovery Channel are losing revenue and viewers due to the cord cutting. Basically, people not watching cable anymore.
Nope.
Strategic review and sell interest with stock prices stagnating. There's no real turnover in sight that the company could do to really get them out of this bind. It has been evaluated a full company sale, like I said, splitting into multiple divisions or merging into another entertainment identity. Potential buyers include Apple. That would be Apple, Amazon, Comcast, Paramount, Skydance, are all in the mix of potential buyers. Apple, in particular, is rumored to be interested to bulk up the Apple TV Plus catalog.
I can see that.
So I can see that too. But let me just say this about Apple catalog: it's lean, but it's mean. It's got some good shit on there.
Hmm.
I will get Apple TV. It might not got a lot, but what it's got, it's quite nice. Number 6 on the list: CEO incentives and timing. CEO Davis contracts includes a huge payout bonus if a sale happens before 2026. I don't think he's gonna get that bonus, but there's that. So in short, the Warner Brothers be for sale because it over leveraged. It got too much debt from the merger. The streaming growth has stalled. They haven't really made much growth in that department. Their stocks had tanked. Investors now are thinking selling is the ultimate way to get from under all these debt. And really, when you look at banks and certain people, because you have to cover this amount to keep the company going, banks are no longer giving this company money because they don't think they will ever get their money back because they're never going to pay the debt off. They don't want to have this company go bankruptcy and then in court just have all that shit just taken away. So banks and big money lenders are no longer giving these people money. So every year they have to get money to pay off, keep the company afloat. And they're no longer getting those loans, which is another reason why this came about, this sale. So that's pretty much everything in a quick synopsis. I'm gonna just say this, and I said it in other videos: hard times are upon us. And people are looking
Hmm. You
around,
have said that.
they're looking at the book saying, hey, there's only two ways to make more money: do more in sales or you cut costs. And Warner Brothers is looking like you can't do neither one of these. So we gotta scrap it. We gotta scrap it. And I'm surprised that even AT&T merged with the company in the first place, seeing how much debt it was going to take on. That debt is, when you get in the billions, 1 billion, 2 billion, okay. When you in $40 billion, that's like business suicide. I don't know any company
Oh
that
yeah.
can walk around with that much debt these days,
Oh yeah.
especially with this economy. Like,
That's why when the Harry Potter game did so well, and they said it did over $1 billion, either in revenue or profit. I don't remember the verbiage quite directly. The news at Warner Brothers was like, it just wasn't enough. And now I see, because you 40 bill in the hole. You need everything to hit. It all needs to hit. And that's why, even though the Suicide Squad game did bad, I see why they're like, hey, we got to keep going. We have to get one of these off the ground. We need one of these quote unquote live service games. If banks ain't giving us money no more and we in this on our own, it starts to finally make sense now why they're so desperate to their core franchises. I'm assuming that's why Mortal Kombat 1 was made the way that it was, with all this nickel and diming and microtransactions and everything on it. Like, hey, they need the cash. They need the influx. This all makes so much sense. But a piece of me is curious because I don't know how much of HBO Max you watch, because I haven't. But in recent years, they have constantly stripped and taken television programs off of that streaming service. Now, things you don't own and do the licensing, all right, cool, I get that. But they have nearly taken away all of Cartoon Network's shows and programs off of that platform, and they're all under the same thing. That like they own that. So I always want like, yo, why are you getting rid of this? Why are you taking this away? A thing that will help bring in customers, let alone keep them. Once again, nostalgia. It's Nintendo's whole business model. It works, damn it. In a time where you want to kill cable in a sense and have everybody come to you, you will want as much programming and options to give people. Content is king. That goes for YouTube. That goes for streaming platforms. It's the whole damn reason Disney bought Fox, because they knew, hey, we ain't got enough to keep people here. We need to have more, which I can understand why Apple is looking into it. But say this, I've only watched Apple TV, I think maybe one or twice. I haven't really watched it like that. But to me, I'm slightly somewhat skeptical because Disney buying did not go as well as they thought it did as far as fluffing their digital portfolio. Now, yes, HBO is a totally different beast, totally different thing. So maybe it could work differently. But I'm just not sure if that will go ahead and work in their favor, as you said, taking on that massive amount of debt. Like, yo, how you all gonna handle that leverage? And then that's a lot of money. That's a lot of money. Now, if they break it up, I can see Apple going for the streaming stuff, the IPs, the Disney movies, and etc. And then you can have somebody like Sony who goes after the gaming stuff. They used to own Evo, and then they broke it up and sold that off. But I can see them going and trying to snatch up the Mortal Kombat games, etc., and using that to their advantage because Evo is predominantly a PlayStation thing. But that's crazy. I didn't know it was that bad. I can't remember why they bought the Discovery thing in the first place. Like, I don't understand what was the reasoning for that, but who approved that? I hope he still don't work there.
Yo, I don't know. I don't know because they have financial people look into the debt when you buy a company and all that,
Yes,
and
and
I just
I'm
don't
just not
know.
saying who overlooked that.
Yeah, nah. Yeah. But I also want to end it with this because part of the DC movie struggle also includes James Gunn's
Oh yeah, I forgot
Superman.
about
They said that Superman that it sold, but it also was kind of comparable with Man of Steel, which came out how long ago? It was
that.
made
Would be
for
12
it
years
might
ago as well.
yeah, I don't know if it was made for less than this one was, because I'm not even gonna put that out there. But it said it did not make the money it needed to make. And honestly, when you got debt like that, nothing is going to sell
Nothing,
enough.
nothing is going to do it.
So this really puts the whole mind you, DC is in a revamp. James Gunn is in like rebuilding a whole universe and blah 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 blah. So what does this do in James Gunn? Will he get fired? Will the whole universe be scrapped? Will we be looking at a third reset for the whole DC universe? That would be
Yeah,
insane. And that's very much up like that's an option that could happen, especially you don't know who is going to get the DC universe if they split everything up. They could
it's
split up
funny
the
you mentioned
characters
that.
and all that.
It's funny you mentioned that because when this did break, I did read an article and they were talking about that very thing. That depending on the circumstances, whether it's kept together, broken up, or whatnot, or who goes onto it, James Gunn name, everything tied to him is on the verge. It's on a chopping block in a sense. And there were, I guess, somewhere along the line, someone was saying, we buy this whether as a whole or a package. They don't want James Gunn. They want him separated and whatever, whatnot, because they don't care. Because I guess some people feel that whatever he's doing ain't moving the needle.
I mean, when you look at the sales of the Superman and the money that it brought in, it's not. So I'm just saying a third reset would be kind of devastating to the DC universe. Not saying I love or enjoy anything that James Gunn has done with the DC universe so far. I will say that I'm watching right now Peacemaker season 2, and they've already said that's canceled. And I was like, well, why would I finish
Oh,
this then? Yeah, they've canceled
oh,
Peacemaker season 3 on HBO. They are already, and I will say this, maybe it's been canceled because they know they about to do a sale. So it could be in a little, I don't
so
know,
that way
hiatus.
to attract more buyers.
It could be in a hiatus. So if they do sell, the new people can really, just take over and do what they need to do. I was very shocked when the news broke that Peacemaker third season was not going to come because for one, season 2 took forever and a day to come, and I was in the middle of watching it.
I didn't know there
Yeah,
was a damn season
yeah.
because
It actually just
it took so
came.
long. I just
Yeah.
thought it was just Just the one
Yeah,
episode.
no, it's up there, but now I'm like, I don't have no motivation to finish it. Like, you're not gonna leave me with blue balls and a cliffhanger. Like, the fuck? But yeah, that's pretty much everything in a nutshell. We'll be watching and seeing for any major updates with this. Let us know in the comments. Do you think that the DC universe can survive a third reset in such a short amount of time?
I
Yeah,
wanna I wanna leave off with this. The superhero craze, phase, whatever you want to call it. It ended with Endgame. It could have kept going, but people are very, very tired and fatigued with the superhero stuff. Even if James Gunn has a great vision and he does pull some miracles, the audience is not there anymore. And that goes for everybody. As of right now, it will only be DC and Marvel still trying to do this shit. Because in the craze and the hype and the height of the superhero movie thing, you had everyone trying to get their hands on some type of copyrighted material to make a movie of some type to get in on that money they're bringing in. It's not happening anymore. People have gone back to the writing board and are making decent regular movies now. If that does come to fruition, no, a third reset, it ain't happening. On a previous episode, I had stated DC needs to just stick to the animated films that they have done and do. They've always been good at them. People do love them. They're chasing a feeble dream, and it ain't gonna end well.
well,
But that's all
we'll
I got for
see.
that.
We'll
We
see.
will.
Like, we'll follow the story, but
And that's it for this video of Are You Not Entertained podcast. Thanks for hanging out with us. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and hit that bell so you'll never miss our next hot take. Until next time, Are You Not Entertained?